Hello and welcome to chapter 191 of our streaming adventure. It's another Saturday morning challenge for Legacy, and we are going to play Elves again, but with a slight twist from last time around. And when I say slight twist, I think there are two cards different, one card different. We found a room for Reclamation Sage in the main. We have two Craterhoof Behemoths as our main targets, and then the Archon of Valor's Reach is in the sideboard now. So it's pretty straightforward. I guess as much the elves list, the stock number of cards is probably about 50 some, and then from that you kind of choose what silver bullets you want, whatever like that. So it's a pretty straightforward version of the deck. That is my intent to learn the new deck, as well as I feel there are different metagames between challenges and leagues and stuff like that. So I think it is more relevant for me to get the practice playing in a challenge. So, hey, thank you very much. I will continue to keep elves' hands that have yellow in the art, and from that, we'll see what we can come up with. But I finished watching. There was Elves League by Reed Duke, and like he would look at his opening hand, and I'd like pause it and try to see if I could figure out what he was going to do, and I tended to be close, so I'm going to take that as a positive and see if I can do that today. Gotta tell you, it keeps getting harder to wake up in the morning. Especially yesterday being a vacation day for me, and getting to sleep in was glorious. And then today that alarm comes early. So that's true. I mean, I watched Reed Duke, so I didn't feel like it was too crazy. But yeah, I know Julian also has a lot of videos. So I will try to consume some of that, but I have found that I'm not really having time to watch stuff lately, so I kind of have to cram it in where I can. But what are we at? 77 people, so we will have 7 rounds this morning. Not terrible. I think we had 7 last time. Yep. Oh, we had 78 people last time. But here we go. Thanks to everybody out there watching, or if you're watching later on YouTube, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel, or if you're watching on YouTube, come find me on Twitch. Find me on Twitter, jpintermtg. I post when I'm going live, and then you can catch us in person instead of just checking it out later. All right, round 1. Fight. Against an opponent. So my thoughts are, I get a Green Sun Zenith. Or I'm sorry, I Green Sun Zenith for another Dryad Arbor. Or do I maybe wait? Do I wait and use, because I have Cradle? I could also Green Sun Zenith, follow that up with Glimpse into Elvish Visionary, drawing 2, but then I lose out on. I could follow that up with Dryad Arbor, Elvish Visionary. Okay. If we can get this to... Okay. I think this for an Arbor, and then following with a second Arbor can potentially supercharge the Cradle. Alright, we'll pass from that. Good morning, Slasher. No, Karn Echoes, I've decided, is not the deck I want to stick with for, let's say... Oh, hello. One. So I'm going to lead with that. Play... Are you going to bolt my Dryad Arbor? Are you going to Fatal Push my Dryad Arbor? So as of right now, this lets me play a Dryad Arbor, tap Cradle for natural order next turn. Whether or not... and if they interact with the Allosaurus Shepherd at all, that would obviously hold me off. But... Okay. I'm trying to determine what they are. They were last seen playing, and according to this, it says white-blue, which is clearly an Esper deck, so... Okay. Kaya Orzhov Usurper. That'd be bad news for me. I still could play 1, 2, and that would come in 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. So that's not enough on its own. So maybe it's not time to natural order yet. Assassin's Trophy. I accept. Hmm. One, two, three. 1, 2. What are my targets? I could get a Wirewood. I could get an Elvish Visionary. I don't quite have enough to generate off that yet. So I could deploy a Heritage Druid, then tap 3 for a Glimpse and a Heritage. Then I'd only have 1 green left anyway. Sure. So they're back up to 20. Mystic Sanctuary for the Brainstorm or for the Fatal Push? Brainstorm, they at least have a chance of casting. And what's kind of funny is we are playing against the deck that I believe it's what I was considering playing. A lot of Sultai looking value. They're choosing 2 target, if anything. Yeah, and I'm hoping they don't have main Plague Engineer, but it's possible they do. So Brainstorm is back on top of the library. All right. So, if I played the Dryad Arbor, and I played 2 Heritage Druids, I would have 5. Yeah. So if we play the Dryad here with the purposes of eating it, and then cast Heritage Druid, tap those 2 Heritage Druids, this Elvish Visionary, that's 3. 4. Sack the Dryad Arbor. We have 5 other creatures in play. Where's my new one? Where's the Crater Hoof? Trigger. Attack. Okay. So this is when I suspect they're going to have Plague Engineer and stuff like that for me. So is that a case of when Craterhoof turns into something like Progenitus, so you have more of a chance there? You just have to put some threat into play that can attack twice. More grindy, per se. I also feel like I probably want to involve these Thought Seizes and Abrupt Decays. That is where we're going to... I can see the Reclamation Sage being less impressive. If I want Thought Seizes... Remove portions of the combo. I think you still want Green Suns. I like the idea of a quick Craterhoof. Visionary to get value. I kind of trimmed all around there. I don't know if the Archon is potentially more powerful. So this would be a question. They're keeping 7. I will keep 7. I was going to say, this would be a question on whether we can reliably get Bayou here. And I would think we could. I don't know if I get the choice. But I think this is a Bayou Green Sun hand. I want the access to black, and I remember we played another game, and I basically didn't allow myself to get black mana. See what they take with their Thoughtseize. I would almost say Green Sun Zenith, but depending on what else they have, maybe you take Allosaurus Shepherd. Glimpse of Nature, so I can't... I like the fact that I have multiple... It's a multiple choice type of hand, yeah. That's kind of what I expected. Now, I might be playing right into removal from them, but maybe not. They did not shuffle. The fact they did not shuffle, I would expect to see a land here. Yep. A new Ponder. I don't believe so. I believe not only that, it's not even be your opponent can't counter your next spell in the next turn. It goes so hard. Split second, correct. So here's the tricky part. They did shuffle a second ponder. I can't generate enough green here. I would have to play a creature first, then tap the Cradle for the Glimpse of Nature. I mean, I could just get that little increment. Okay, and unfortunately, that is not 3 green. So we'll just attack. If I add that, that'd be 4, 5. Still not enough. It might have been worthwhile to get Dryad Arbor in now. Just do Symbiote and Dryad Arbor, allowing myself to have more mana for a potential Glimpse turn. Plus, that would let me bounce to get at least a second draw. Dead of Winter. For 1. Classy. Okay. The question is, do I want something like Quirion Ranger in play? I mean, they had to kind of dig for that first quote Wrath. Do they necessarily have a second one? Plus, them having played Snow-Covered Swamp makes a potential Uro that much harder on them. So we're currently at tap for 3, 4, 5, 6. I can attack for 10 next turn, depending on what happens. Tap for 3, 4, 5, 6. Shuffle off the ponder. I'll allow Uro. Uh-oh. So many more snowlands. Okay. The question is, do I want to keep this in hand to rebuild? Because as of right now, I can just settle for 10. This forces them to do something. They have all the swamp. They have all the snow-covered lands now. Baleful, Strix, I'll allow it. This could be a trophy. They've already played trophy before from them. We've seen it. There's the Assassin's Trophy. We take it. Go get ourselves another forest. One, two. I play the shepherd. 3, 4, 5, 6. I only get through for 5, and then they just block it. Now the question is, do I wait to tap this? Untap. Bounce. That's why. Okay. We could get... I could only return... 1, 2, 3... 5. Attack. Oh, they have cost. They have abrupt decay. Oh, they've got the snow. You got me. So much death touch. Okay. Can they follow up with a sweeper? If anything, I could rescue Dryad Arbor. They could also bring Uro back. Put Dead of Winter on top. Now they need to draw it. Uro would let them draw and play it and still have Uro. That's pretty good. That's pretty good from them. Draw my Dead of Winter. Play it for 3. Keep my Uro around. Not bad. It's too bad I don't have enough that I could have generated 3. Could I have generated 6 to stay alive? That would have been sweet. One, two, three. Yikes. Like the only silver lining here is that they don't really have that many cards in their hand. Uro is going to start to generate those cards, but while gaining 3 life. What you got, buddy? The Strix and the Snakes and all that to be able to give themselves, I don't want to say replacement effects, but that's kind of what it is, a replacement effect. Now, theoretically, if I would have gotten Scavenging Ooze there, I could make myself a nice tidy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a million. Alright, that resolves. My forests are all gone. Interesting. I was like, oh, should I Thoughtseize him? I don't get the chance, apparently. They're going to kill something in my upkeep. Surgical extract my cradle. Okay, goodbye cradle. Surgical extraction feels a little questionable from them, but it stopped me from having a lot of mana, I'll say that. Would Verdant have been better there to take a Savannah out of my deck so I don't draw it? Maybe. Sure. Symbiote would have been nice with Elvish Visionary. I was going to say Archon of Valor's Reach would be able to turn off sorceries, but they would still have Assassin's Trophy. The having instant and sorcery speed removal that can deal with stuff. Do I want to have... So still having Thoughtseize here. Scavenging Ooze I didn't take advantage of, and maybe I should. Maybe the Abrupt Decays are wrong. I want to have an out to Plague Engineer, but maybe they're not using Plague Engineer if they have Dead of Winter. Or are they just hedging their bets? Let's take the 4th Thoughtseize. Yes, please. Well, this is not a hand. Huh? This could be. Keep Ship of Thoughtseize. Cradle for Arbor. Play a Visionary. Hope to spike Natural Order. Did they also mulligan? They also mulliganed. Force of Will on the Green Sun, which I believe was absolutely correct. They gonna Thoughtseize me again. It seems interesting for them to Thoughtseize and Surgical Extract me, but I wouldn't think that's how the control deck plays against the aggro deck, but maybe I'm not truly an aggro deck. Do I want the Cradle in play? Yes, because if I draw a Dryad Arbor, I want to play Dryad Arbor. I only had one land. This is fun. Good old stare at each other. They must have surgical extraction because there is a step in my draw step. I should say a pause in my draw step. Going after Green Sun Zenith, that feels wrong. Natural Order is what's going to kill you. And I mean, maybe that's wrong, but that doesn't seem like... I think Natural Order is what kills them. So, I don't know, to a degree, this is why they kept their hand. Just let me get something going. Come on. Come on. Sure. I would take Scavenging Ooze. Wow. Dude. I don't know what you're expecting to see here. Just you wait. Thoughtseize again? No. Ha! This is so dumb. Cool. Yep. Did not shuffle and hit a land. What is even happening? What is this game? Hymn to Turok? Sure. Of course. Of course. What are you doing with these cards in your deck? Why would him still be in your deck? You must not have certain other cards available to you. I don't think they shuffled from the ponder, so that means they kept the him. They didn't shuffle off this one. Are you going to him me again? Sure. Oh no, my thought seizes. Is this the dead of winter? No. Deploy the snakes. We're almost there. And here I foolishly thought there wasn't any more crap I could draw. Come on. I guess I could draw a Crater Hoof. Can't trip it up. Wish I could do anything. Liam, sure. That does neuter some of the stuff I can do on my side. I don't think I pull the trigger on Thoughtseize yet. Wait till I need to protect something. Sure. I just noticed my opponent is like 2 minutes on the clock. They only have 2 cards. Like, we basically only need to draw into, like, natural order. Does Craterhoof not grant trample? Yeah. We just need the trample. Here comes Surgical Extraction. That should hit natural order. Ooh. This just makes some dinosaurs, right? How about 11 Assassin's Trophies? Jeez. So do I even want to play the Allosaurus Shepherd out? If I play it out, it would be 3. I wouldn't get a chance to pump. Could make him spend it on this, though. Drop. Fatal Push. So we know they're still holding Assassin's Trophy. Yep, they're going to play it. Did they draw something else? Of course they did. Oh, must be nice. Must be nice. Sorry to hold everybody else out there up. I just had to draw nothing while my opponent played useless cards. See, that's part of the frustrating thing about Magic that annoys me. It's obviously variance is built into the game, right? Like that is part of what makes Magic Magic. But when you feel the suboptimal decisions going against you and you're like, well, this is somehow even more of an injustice, where no, it's the same injustice as ever, but it feels like it's more punishing. Like if I was drawing poorly and my opponent was playing good cards or bad cards, doesn't matter. I'm still drawing poorly at the same time. But one of them just feels worse. It feels like they got the knife stuck in you and they're twisting it, and it's just frustrating. It's more frustrating, but I don't know. Like it feels like, well, that's kind of what Elves doesn't have. All of the brainstorms and ponders and stuff we saw from the other side, that's how they dug out of it. Is they had all the selection in the world, and I'm just at the mercy of one card a turn, one card a turn, one card a turn. Maybe that in itself is a reason that I shouldn't be playing a deck like this, but I don't know. I feel like this is a deck that has that power level, but not when I have to play games like that. Good night. On the draw again. If I had a real land, because I'd have to say turn 1 pass. Turn 2. Turn 2, I could get multiple things out. I would play Aquarian Ranger. Cradle would tap for 2. Like, this isn't absurd. And I'm on the draw. Like, I feel like, yes, there are hands that are better than this, but I want to learn the ranges of this deck. I feel like this is not the best, but it has a chance. And I could see the chance for explosiveness. Then again, they're going to, like, combo kill me, so whatever. Thoughtseize. Yep. Well, luckily, I have redundancy. Elvish Visionary is the one I want, but they could also just take Natural Order. Natural Order presents the biggest thing if they can't deal with Allosaurus Shepherd. Or they just deal with Allosaurus Shepherd. Now, do they also have removal for the Dryad Arbor? Then I look like a buffoon. This says return a forest to untap a creature. But I've already played my land. This could be Sultai again. Looks like it is. Is this a main deck Plague Engineer, just Level? That doesn't matter. You dead? Okay. Alright. Win the first one, lose 2 grindy games in the sideboard. Awesome, awesome. Alright, so all we saw out of them was Leovold. So far, we think they're the same deck as last time. Maybe I do want an answer, like Abrupt Decay. What did I trim last time? I think I trimmed that, and then I put it back in. Sultai something. Hey, basic lands. What the heck is this about? Keep. So here, Green Sun. You can try to set up Ponder. Their Ponder shuffled. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, no. 1, 1, 2. Oh, hello. Come on. Boo. Oh, really? They think they'll just take the damage? I mean, they've already shown me they have force, and then they're like, you know, I'd rather brainstorm first. I hope brainstorm was your only blue card, and you are now punished. Only fair thing. Have our last one be the one that went to time, and then have this one take a total of like 8 minutes. Okay. They still are planning to force with. Hey, it's the same freaking deck we just played against. Cool. I feel that was kind of worth a shot. No, it's cool. Why would I say so many times that I thought it was cool if it wasn't cool? That's pretty cool. Oh, maybe they're not, because they have touch of red. So are they 4-color? Because we definitely saw tropical before. So they must be 4-color. Are you going to counter this too? Yep, definitely 4-color. Drown in the lock. Okay. That is a magic card you're allowed to play. It's a legal card. It is a legacy legal magic card. I can't fault them for that. Leovold, sure. Uro, sure. Cool. Team Dryad Arbor, let's go. So they don't yet have Uro rebuy. Did we see Snake from them? We saw Strix from them. We didn't see... Come on. Assassin's Trophy. I wish I had more Dryad armors to unleash. I could pick them up and put them back down. That's not true. We definitely don't lose on the spot. Because we still have outs like Natural Order or an Allosaurus Shepherd to get bigger than them. They're buying time with a 3-life cantrip. Let's get a little Bayou here. Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy, Forceful Will. Well, both of these are redundant because they kill whatever I've got. Assassin's Trophy can't take out Big Dumb Idiot, so let's do that. We'll take Assassin's Trophy because it can't stop the Big Dumb Idiot. Or I'm sorry, Abrupt Decay can't stop. To clarify there. And they managed to draw a Baleful Strix. Alright, so now they have Uro. It does make me think maybe I needed to take Force of Will, because they could... Force of Will is still floating around just needing to catch a blue card, which is obviously so easy in a world of Abrupt Decay and Assassin Trophies and Lightning Bolts in their hand. So they're now back at 10. Abrupt Decay, Force of Will, and 2 mystery cards. You're gonna force a will that? Okay. This Verdant, I should thin out. I should have done that. Take it. Force is gone. They still have the Abrupt Decay, though. Ponder. Ponder is a not shuffle. Oh, yeah? Well, I'll shuffle. Some games you can't draw lands. Some games you can only draw lands. And they're both kind of BS. I'll hardcast this Craterhoof. I think they should Abrupt Decay the Wirewood Symbiote. Now, maybe they're waiting for a better target, like I don't know, Scavenging Ooze, maybe? But I think I'm going to start doing blocking tricks over there. We might have a short morning today. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Archon. Artifact, enchantment, instant sorcery, planeswalker. So basically everything but creature could be chosen. And it shuts both of us off. But it's castable. I mean, I could also just go Turbo Natural Order. Alright. Nice Progenitus. God, I hate you so much. Like, I have no way to get the thing from my hand. Turn 1. I have 2 mana going into the following turn. This is on the play. Two mana going into the second turn. Wow. What the literal... So my thought here... Ship Gaia's Cradle, turn 1, Verdant Catacombs for, what do you call it? This gets me a Dryad Arbor. Dryad Arbor into Fyndhorn Elves on the second turn with a glimpse. Maybe we draw something else? I guess the first hand is potentially better with one dead card instead of multiple dead cards, but maybe I just messed that up. Thoughtseize. The people that are bringing in Thoughtseize, that can't be right. Apparently it is, because it's working against me, but there's no way you would Thoughtseize against elves? Really? I mean, it seems blatantly wrong, but maybe that's me just not understanding Legacy. Because by Thoughtseizing me, they take away my potential for that glimpse turn. And is that all that's what they need to accomplish from their side? Do I get the extra creature in play? Because if I'm going to attack for one, yeah, I'll get it in play. Because for some reason they don't have days. Although I hope they don't have days in their 4-color deck, but I wouldn't put it past them. So this is the hand they kept. Alright, so 3. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could cast Green Sun for 6, which isn't enough. We could also Green Sun for an Allosaurus Shepherd. which has the potential to be bigger next turn. 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to go for the card draw that I can bounce with Wirewood Symbiote. If I go and get the Elvish Visionary. Alright, so they had Force waiting for us. Yeah, if we could have gotten Visionary, it would have drawn. We could tap, bounce, get another, play it again, start to dig deeper. Ponder from them, and a shuffle. Come on. Like, if I can't punish my opponent when they're down like this feels terrible. Right, buddy? Good morning. Do you want my trail mix? Abrupt Decay. No. Plague Engineer. Cool. They're probably going to name Insect, right? Whatever, I don't even care anymore. I just don't. They should name Elf, but then I got 3 dudes. Okay, sure. Don't care. Oh. Well, this might be a quick morning. For the purposes of practice, though, I need to keep playing. So I am going to take a mental health break and go upstairs and eat breakfast and be back before this round is over. So I will see you shortly. All right. I ate a breakfast sandwich. I ate some trail mix. I cracked open a Dr. Pepper. It's time to turn this thing around. I don't know. I don't know how things really could go worse than that. I feel like it is just a symptom of the problem when you don't have the blue cantrips and fixing and brain, like, to not play Brainstorm in Legacy is a conscious choice. And either when we were doing like Karn stuff like that, it's because we wanted to get a Chalice on 1 to punish all the people of the world trying to play Brainstorm. It's like, haha, Chalice on 1, you can't do that. But the Elves deck, and this is the criticism I have had against stuff like Shops before. Shops, this is my opening hand. Can you beat it? Sometimes they can't. But if they can, you have no counterplay. You're just like, okay, I guess you did beat me. And when that happens, you lose repeatedly. And when you can't follow up, you just sit there and you're when you are entirely at the mercy of your draw step. Maybe that's a better way to put it. That you don't have any kind of manipulation, you don't have any kind of filtering. It's just, what did we draw for the turn? Oh, another land. And you don't get to have agency over it. Now, maybe that's a myth. Maybe I'm overstating it, but it's certainly how it feels. And it don't feel good, I know that. So I'm going to continue to play this. I want to make sure. Now, see, am I only setting myself up from here? Like, if I were to drop with the bad feeling, well, I'm never going to touch that again. What happens if I, like, turn 2, turn 3 some people here? Am I going to trick myself into believing Elves is real? And then I'll go to another tournament, and I'll play Elves in that tournament, and then what happened in round 1 and round 2 will come back, and it will be like, oh, if only I had had some experience on a Saturday morning that had warned me that this deck was a trap. If only. All right. We could 5-0 from here. We could 5-0 and shock the world. To be fair, I would be shocked. Round 3. A Vendilion misclick. But hey, look at this. We've turned it around. We're on the play. Really? Really? See, and then the bug again, where it just moves the cards over. So, if I were to... I could ship the Craterhoof. Turn 1... Turn 1, just play a Dryad Arbor. Turn 2... I could go Glimpse Quirion. I could just deploy a Scavenging Ooze. I could deploy... By that time, we'll have had a draw step. Opponent mulligan to 6. My hand is now grayed out. I don't know, this ooze doesn't feel oozy enough. Maybe it does. Lightning Bolt. I swear if you play like Underground Sea, Underground Sea in a snow-covered forest, I'll flip this whole table. It could just be another bolt. It could just be like a blue-red Delver. But once again, cantrip, cantrip. No shuffle the ponder. Alright, so I'm setting up to have mana to go into a Glimpse, play Heritage Druid turn, and then they're going to play the like 1 damage to all your creature spell here. Nope, just a Wasteland. True name, I do not care about that at all. Okay. It doesn't make sense to lead with the Allosaurus Shepherd. Okay. So now we had not played a land yet. Untap, bounce, play. I don't see anything right now of theirs worth eating, so I'm not going to. Brainstorm for them. Oh, stretch out my neck. Okay. Flooded Strand lets them clear. The new Ponder. So far, I feel like I'm okay with all of this. And then a young Pyro. We just need to be able to kill the young Pyro. I don't actively have a way to kill that young Pyro. Yet. They could have Whale, so let's start eating things. Okay! Okay! Oh no, he remembered to activate! I feel like Archon potentially turning off The aspect of Delver, I don't necessarily think this is where you would want Thoughtseize, because they're about, this is my thought, they're going to be proactive, and therefore Thoughtseizes, we have a chance for them not to have many cards left in hand. And so I would rather have something like Abrupt Decay to try to kill a threat on their side and attack through. I've won a game every round. I win the first game in each round and then lose the next two as I get ground out. We win the first one and then lose the next two. It has been very frustrating. Alright, so I think Allosaurus Shepherd is still going to do its job. Scavenging Ooze as well. Is this a case where we just try to get ourselves into a Progenitus? Instead of trying to build up, we could just go to hit the big Progenitus and then be done with it. Give ourselves another Abrupt Decay. Honestly, I don't hate that. I mean, it doesn't, but you're a small brain chops player, so maybe you believe that. It definitely makes it hard to win. And the other version of this that had the ley line of +0/+1 in the sideboard, that was a really interesting twist because you make a mockery of the Plague Engineer doing that. But no, that's why you have removal for the Plague Engineer so that you can kill it. It's Leyline of... Leyline of Vitality. +0/+1, and a creature enters the battlefield, you get to gain a life. This was the version that Julian was playing in his Elves list, along with Meekstone, to fight the Delvers and the Whales and stuff like that of the world. This is the sideboard we played last time. And then the list I copied this time gave us... I think maybe the ley lines are a waste, and these ley lines could be a waste. Alright. Opponent choosing whether or not to play or draw. Maybe they want the extra element. They want to be on the draw for the challenge. I will accept. I will accept the play if they give it to me. I mean, there are definitely... I think last time around we didn't have the option of a Reclamation Sage. And so I think this has the potential to do shenanigans. But... we also didn't have... yeah, we didn't have Progenitus last time. We only actually had 1 and 1 here with no more targets. And now we have 2 of these with an Archon and a Progenitus riding shotgun. I don't know how much that actually changes anything, but... opponent thinking long and hard about whether to play or draw. Perhaps they had to change the laundry. Perhaps they had yet not had breakfast and they ran upstairs to microwave a breakfast sandwich, because it does take 1 minute and then you have to flip it over and do it for another minute. Not that I know from experience or anything, but it can be very hot, and you should bring an oven mitt to handle your very hot breakfast sandwich. Completely theoretical advice. Practical theoretical advice. In the meantime, we shall wait for them to come back. So the podcasts and stuff that I listen to for Legacy, it feels like they tend to agree that Elves was well positioned, if only, I don't want to say you play it well, but with what other decks are around, it should be able to punish them to a degree, but it hasn't felt that way in the other match we played with Elves. The other match we played with Elves, we went 2-2 and then got an opponent disconnect, right? So what else did we play? I thought we played Elves again earlier than that. Opponent, sorry, I got called away for family, no problem. Ah, yes, Progenitus in my hand, where it belongs. So this gives me a decay to potentially deal with something. This feels better. Do I ship a land? All right. Are they a stifle deck? They probably are a stifle deck. Nope. All right, you gonna bolt me again? Also no. They could just have Pyroclasm. That'd be bad. Pyromancer. Force. I don't feel like you lead with Allosaurus Shepherd there, but maybe I need to. It just feels wrong to me, but so this is exposing myself to Wasteland. Had I done it in the other order, I would now be drawing one card, but I could have Quirion Ranger to untap. I mean, that's not remotely true, but I would have drawn 2 cards. Now, I could have 3 mana with 2 more cards, but there's no way you're winning the turn since you had already had to deploy your Cradle and get not very much mana for it. I could have developed a lot, but if they have any of the Pyroclasm type effects, I would just get I would have more creatures in play when they die instead of, that's where it was not in a position to, quote, win the game. But not giving them the option could have just been better. Petty theft. Okay. Return a forest. I was saying, is there a way I could blank that, but I would say no. Goodbye, Cradle. Yep. Hey, bud. Combat. Stop licking the desk. What are you doing? Oh, really? I'll offer that trade. Especially since I know I have another one. Oh, hello. Submerge. Okay. So now my 2/2 is bigger than their side. It's too bad I couldn't. No, I have 2 forests in play. I couldn't play around the submerge. I really think they probably cost themselves by attacking with the young pyromancer when they absolutely did not need to. I guess we'll see. Bolt on Dryad Arbor. Not the 2/2? Are they setting up for a whale? Yeah, double block. Hell yeah. So they potentially have a Brazen Borrower, which is a high flyer, but I feel like this is the whale. This feels like the whale. Yup. So they're about to pick up a good pile of cards. How can I fight back from the whale? Three, four, five. Not yet. No attacks. One more land and we could have had an attack. Because, like, maybe they block and I turn into a 5-5. Let's see which one they pick up. The whale wants a ponder. Nope, whale wants lightning bolt. So I can get to 3, 4, 5. Not sure why they've been holding the bolt. So currently, I could tap 1, 2, untap a guy, 3. That's still only 5. And I've played a land. Have I played a land? I started by. I have not played a land. They're holding on to that bolt. There's something more important than that bolt. Maybe combination with a young pyromancer, something like that. Forger picking up Force is less impressive in the world of Shepherd, but they do have Bolt to answer Shepherd. Now they're going after him. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still only 5 mana. Which one do they want? They've taken Submerge. Okay. Attack. Take it. I have... Imagine if there was an elf that had reach. You could, like, block and do Wirewood symbiote tricks. That'd be hot. But yeah, we were talking about card advantage before. Replay my Bolt, replay my Submerge, replay my Ponder. Cast Brazen Borrower, attack me for 6, Lightning Bolt. That seems pretty good. Find that Lightning Bolt. Yep. What a surprise. Win the first game, lose the next one. Based on that, I still don't think I want Thoughtseize, but Abrupt Decay looks stupid in a world of the Ethereal Forger. Archon is at least castable. Still gets submerged like everybody. Oh, turn off the instance. I mean, this guy's riding like a tiger. A flying... Who doesn't want a flying tiger mount? Oh, it might not last, Charlie. We have won the first game of every round, and that's it. Force Wasteland me, and then have me just sit here and be mad. Incoming Wasteland. Thank God. Sure. They've only played one game so far, and they were 3-0 until they blew it in the... So I want to play Quirion Ranger here, and then they daze it. All right. I mean, they've only managed to play one game so far. Game 2 is later today. But I'm not expecting too much out of the Tigers, but every time they win, it makes me feel a little bit better. All right. My wife's team is the Blue Jays, and they beat the Yankees, so that was nice. And then they didn't have a game yesterday, so. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No bolts. Don't bolt me, bro. Well, whatever they set up. Oh, screw you. Are you going to blind flip? Of course. I'll crack my Scalding Tarn and still hit. Why would I need to put anything back there? I'll just draw it. It's better that way. And then for somebody that's notoriously slow, to be 9 minutes ahead, kind of brutal. What's interesting is Mana Traders did an April Fool's joke about, oh, it's going to be Momir Vig this year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure our day is already over. Oh, maybe not yet. Maybe not quite yet. But if they wail here and pick all their spells back up, Delver I don't care about. I mean, I should care about it. Like, they can. Why would you not preordain there? Not that it matters. I can't play any of my freaking cards. He's blind. If anything is killing me, it is blind flips. Although, no, they brainstormed there. That wasn't a blind flip. Right? Or did it have it over 2 turns? One, two. One. I have to put 1 in to get 1. And then return the elf. That doesn't do me any good. No, we're just dead. I can't generate 2 mana. This. Still, I put 1 in and get this. This is half of a mana versus this is 1 mana. No, we're just dead. Again, 1 more, win the first game, lose the next 2. Well, I like myself too much to continue to do this. So, I'm pretty sure we're just done. I mean, I understand, and I've liked the potential for elves, but I mean, it's not really surprising that if everybody thinks it's good, well, then people should adjust and try to beat you. And I think so many decks are already positioned in a way to do that. especially, I mean, we played 3 different blue decks. We played against like a Sultai Control, like a 4-color, and then that was Blue Red Delver. And I would say we lost to the Brainstorms, the Ponders, being able to not just live with what they drew, but be able to get to a variety of answers. And while Elves has explosive capability, there's also a lot of air. And it just so happens I exposed all that air here, or that's what I was exposed to, I guess. Like, this is what's sad. We played a challenge and we didn't even have time to start a crossword puzzle. Because the first one went so long, and then the second one was frustrating, and then I just went upstairs. And then, yeah, we're done. So, well, the Elves experiment is over. Now, what's the next deck I can try to find and see? Because I want to play, maybe I play Blue Red Delver. I haven't historically liked that style. I don't necessarily like Delver, but the things I've said I wanted to do is have like a proactive plan, be able to put pressure on the opponent, and it feels like Elves kind of fell short there because a lot of times, like, I'm just whiffing. Now, maybe in putting the pressure on the opponent, they answered the call, and then that's what left the Elves deck the way it did. So we're penciled in for the 11 a.m. challenge tomorrow. Say goodbye to Elves because it ain't coming back. All right. Thanks for watching today, and we'll see you again tomorrow.